The detective's badge read Martinez, and his partners said Thompson, but all I could focus on was the folder of photographs spread across my kitchen table. My hands shook as I picked up each image. A 2-story colonial in Westchester, granite countertops, hardwood floors, a pool I'd never swim in, all purchased with my credit, my name, my stolen identity. Ms. Reeves, Detective Martinez said gently, when did you last speak with your sister? Thanksgiving, I managed, staring at a photo of the master bedroom where, apparently, my sister Chloe had been sleeping for the past 8 months. She needed to borrow my laptop to job hunt. Said hers was broken. Detective Thompson made a note. And you gave it to her. For an hour, maybe 2. I was cooking, she was in the living room. I trailed off, remembering how grateful Chloe had seemed. How she hugged me and said I was the only family who still believed in her after her bankruptcy. That's likely when she accessed your personal information, Martinez said. We found searches on your laptop for how to apply for a mortgage online and documents needed for home purchase. I laughed, sharp and bitter. She couldn't even Google how to steal from me on her own computer. Actually, Thompson interjected, that was smart. If the searches were discovered, they traced back to you, not her. Made it look like you were researching the purchase yourself. Smart. Chloe had always been smart. Valedictorian in high school, full ride to Cornell, the daughter my parents bragged about while I quietly got my nursing degree from community college. But somewhere between the MBA and the third startup failure, smart had twisted into something else. How did you discover the fraud? Martinez asked. I applied for a car loan last week. Nothing fancy, just a used Honda. They denied me. I pulled up the email on my phone. Said I had too much debt, specifically a $450,000 mortgage. I thought it was a mistake. When did you realize it wasn't? When I pulled my credit report and saw the address. 47 Meadowbrook Lane. I drove there yesterday thinking I'd find some stranger who'd stolen my identity. Instead, I saw Chloe's BMW in the driveway, the one she told me she'd sold to pay off debts. The detectives exchanged glances. Martinez pulled out another folder, this one thicker. There's more to this case, he said carefully. The house at 47 Meadowbrook has an interesting history. The previous owner was Harold Whitman. Heard of him? I shook my head. He died last year. No family, no will. The house went to auction for back taxes. Your sister, or rather you, according to the paperwork, bought it for significantly under market value. Lucky her, I said bitterly. Perhaps luckier than she knew. Martinez pulled out more photos. These showed walls with holes cut in them, floorboards pried up, insulation pulled away. Mr. Whitman was what we call a cash hoarder. Depression-era mindset, didn't trust banks. We estimate he hid money throughout that house for 40 years. Hidden money? I blinked. Like in the walls? Exactly like in the walls. Also under floorboards, inside fake electrical outlets, behind bathroom tiles. Your sister found some of it during renovations. But here's the interesting part, Thompson leaned forward. She only found about $30,000. We know this because she's been depositing it slowly into various accounts, trying to avoid CTR requirements. CTR? Currency transaction reports. Banks have to file them for cash deposits over $10,000. She's been keeping it under that limit. So there's $30,000 hidden in the house she stole using my name. Martinez smiled for the first time. No, Ms. Reeves. According to our investigation and the forensic accountant we consulted, there's approximately $200,000 still hidden in that house. Your sister found one small catch. She has no idea about the rest. The room spun slightly. I gripped the edge of the table. $200,000? Conservative estimate. Could be more. Mr. Whitman sold his plumbing business in 1987 for $500,000 cash. His bank records show he only deposited about $50,000 of it. The rest went somewhere. And since the house is in my name, legally you own that house and everything in it, Thompson confirmed. Your sister committed identity theft and fraud. The paperwork is technically valid. You're the legal owner. I stood abruptly, needing to move, to process. My tiny apartment, the one where I'd lived for 6 years saving for a house I couldn't afford because my credit was mysteriously ruined, suddenly felt like a cage. What happens now? I asked. That depends on you, Martinez said. We have enough evidence to arrest Chloe for identity theft, fraud, forgery. She's looking at serious jail time. But we wanted to talk to you first, see if you want to pursue charges. If I don't, then she gets away with it, continues living in your house, eventually finds the rest of the money, probably destroys your credit further. And if I do, we arrest her today. The house remains yours legally. You can take possession immediately. I thought about Chloe, my older sister who taught me to ride a bike, who'd smack me into R-rated movies, who'd slowly transform from my hero into someone I barely recognized. The family favorite who'd somehow become the family failure, one excuse at a time. She has kids, I said quietly, 2 daughters, 7 and 9. The detectives exchanged another look. They're not there, Thompson said gently. They live with their father in Connecticut, have for the past 2 years. Another lie. She told everyone she had split custody, that the girls stayed with her every other week. I'd sent birthday presents to that stolen house, imagining my nieces opening them in their bedrooms. I need to see it, I said suddenly. The house. Before I decide anything. Martinez nodded. We can arrange that. We'll need to go with you, and Chloe can't know we're coming. Is she there now? Thompson checked his phone. According to her social media, she's at a spa day in a city, posted about self-care for successful women an hour ago. Successful women, living in a house bought with her sister's stolen identity. An hour later, we stood in front of 47 Meadowbrook Lane. It was beautiful, white colonial with black shutters, perfectly manicured lawn, the kind of house I dreamed about while working double shifts and saving every penny. The locksmith will meet us here, Martinez said. Legal requirement when serving a warrant, even though technically you own it. While we waited, I studied the neighborhood. Kids riding bikes, someone walking a golden retriever, normal suburban life happening around my sister's crime scene. The locksmith arrived and worked quickly. The door swung open to reveal a Pinterest-perfect interior. Chloe had always had good taste, funded by other people's money, apparently. Don't touch anything yet, Thompson advised. We need to document everything for evidence. We walked through slowly. Every room was staged like a magazine shoot. The kitchen had appliances I'd never be able to afford. The living room featured furniture that cost more than my car. And everywhere, photos of Chloe. Chloe at graduations, mine wasn't displayed. Chloe with business partners. Chloe accepting awards for businesses that have failed. No photos of me, no photos of her daughters. Ms. Reeves, Martinez called from upstairs. You should see this. I climbed the stairs, hardwood, not a creak, and found him in what was clearly Chloe's office. Vision boards covered one wall. Dreams of wealth, success, fame. And in the center, a list titled Assets to Leverage. My name was at the top. Below it, excellent credit, stable income, too trusting. She planned this, I said numbly. For a while, based on these documents, Thompson said from the doorway. He held up folders. She researched your credit score, your savings patterns, even your work schedule. She knew exactly when to strike. I sank into the desk chair, ergonomic, expensive, and tried to process the betrayal. My own sister had studied me like a mark, had cataloged my trusting nature as an asset to exploit. Where's the money? I asked. The $30,000 she found. Martinez pointed to the corner of the room where a section of drywall had been poorly patched. Started there. Based on the deposit patterns, she's been finding about $5,000 at a time. And the rest? That's the interesting part. He pulled out a tablet, showing me thermal imaging scans. We had a specialist scan the house yesterday after getting a warrant. See these areas? He pointed to several bright spots on the walls. Those are inconsistencies in the insulation, classic signs of hidden catches. There are dozens of them. I breathed. 73, to be exact. Your sister found one by accident during renovation. She has no idea she's sitting on a fortune. The irony was delicious. Chloe, who'd stolen my identity for a house, was living above hundreds of thousands of dollars she didn't know existed. My phone buzzed. Chloe, texting from her spa day. Can you loan me $500? Spa went over budget and my cards are maxed. You know how I'm good for it. I showed the detectives. They documented it. The audacity, Thompson muttered. Make your decision, Ms. Reeves, Martinez said gently. Do we arrest her when she comes home, or do we leave and pretend this never happened? I looked around the office. At the vision boards, the expensive furniture, the life built on my stolen identity. Then I thought about my cramped apartment, my denied car loan, the vacation I couldn't take because my credit was ruined. Arrest her, I said quietly, but let me be gone when you do it. I don't want to see her face. And the house? The money? I'll take possession of what's legally mine. All of it. The next 3 hours were a blur. Papers signed, locks changed, security system passwords reset. A forensic accountant arrived to oversee the money extraction. They found $47,000 in the first bedroom alone, wrapped in plastic and tucked behind insulation. I sat on the front porch, my front porch, as they worked. Neighbors walked by curious. I wondered what Chloe had told them. Probably that she was a successful entrepreneur, not an identity thief living in her sister's name. My phone rang, an unknown number. This is a collect call from the Westchester County Detention Center. I declined and blocked the number. By evening, it found $183,000. Still more to go, the specialist assured me. But they needed proper equipment to get to some of the harder-to-reach places without damaging the house. My house. What will you do now? Martinez asked as they prepared to leave. I don't know, I admitted. This morning I was worried about affording a used Honda. Now I own a house and have almost $200,000 in cash that smells like old insulation. It's legally yours, he reminded me. The previous owner is deceased, no heirs. You own the house and contents. Your sister's crime doesn't change that. After they left, I wandered through the house, my house, trying to process it all. In the kitchen, I found Chloe's journal. Recent entry, found another $5,000 today. At this rate, I'll have enough to flee the country by Christmas. Becca will never even know what hit her. Becca. She'd nicknamed me that in kindergarten. Now she was planning to destroy my credit and run, leaving me to clean up the mess. I called my parents from Chloe's kitchen, my kitchen. Mom answered on the second ring. Becca. How are you, sweetheart? Chloe was just telling us about her new business venture. So proud of her for bouncing back. Mom, Chloe's been arrested. Silence. Then, what? That's impossible. We just talked to her this morning. She was at a spa. She was at a spa she couldn't afford, in a house she bought with my identity, spending money she found hidden in the walls. I don't understand. So I explained. Everything. The identity theft, the house, the hidden money, the journal planning to flee. With each word, I heard my mother's breathing grow heavier. But she said she turned her life around. She said the house was from a successful investment. The investment was my credit score, Mom. You must be mistaken. Chloe would never. I'm sitting in her kitchen right now. My kitchen, technically, since she bought it with my identity. The police just finished extracting $183,000 from inside the walls. Hidden money. This sounds like some sort of movie plot. Becca, are you feeling all right? Even now, even with evidence, they couldn't believe their golden child was a criminal. I wasn't surprised, disappointed, but not surprised. I have to go, Mom. I need to figure out what to do with my new house. Becca, wait. If this is true, you won't really let them prosecute her, will you? She's your sister. She stole my identity, ruined my credit, and was planning to flee the country. Yes, I'm prosecuting. But what about her daughters, who live with their father because she lost custody 2 years ago? Those daughters. More silence. The golden child's facade was cracking, one lie at a time. I hung up and continued my tour. The master bedroom, my bedroom now, had a walk-in closet bigger than my apartment bedroom. The bathroom had a soaking tub I'd dreamed about after long nursing shifts. In the basement, I found renovation supplies and a sledgehammer. Chloe must have been looking for more money herself. Amateur work, based on the mess. The professionals would find much more. My phone buzzed. A text from my landlord. Rent is due on the 1st. No extensions this time. I looked around my house, my fully paid-for house, and laughed. Then cried. Then laughed again. The next morning, Detective Martinez called with an update. Chloe had been formally charged with identity theft, fraud, and forgery. Her bail was set at $100,000. She asked if he'd bail her out, he said. Said you owe her for all the time she helped you with homework in school. Homework? She means the time she made me do hers so she could party. I'll tell the DA that's a no. Definite no. Also, the forensic team wants to return today. They think there's significant money in the basement foundation. I agreed, then called in sick to work. First time in 5 years. My supervisor was shocked. "Are you okay, Becca? This isn't like you." "I'm fine," I said, staring at my reflection in clothes. My bathroom mirror. "Just dealing with some family issues." The forensic team found another $67,000 that day. The basement foundation had a hidden compartment that Chloe's amateur demolition had missed by inches. They also found bonds, likely worth another small fortune once evaluated. Mr. Whitman was very thorough, the lead investigator said. "We've seen hoarders before, but this level of organization is rare." He kept records too, coded, but we're working on them. By the end of the week, the total found exceeded $300,000. My sister had lived above a fortune while planning to steal pennies from my future. The legal process moved quickly. Chloe tried to claim I'd given her permission, but the journal entries and her Google searches from my laptop destroyed that defense. The prosecutor said she'd likely get 3 to 5 years. I didn't attend the sentencing. I was too busy moving into my house, setting up the life Chloe had tried to steal. The irony wasn't lost on me. She committed fraud to get this house, never knowing she was sitting on enough legal money to buy it outright. My parents eventually came around, though they still send letters to Chloe in prison. They don't visit me at the house. Too painful, Mom says, to see what Chloe lost. I don't correct her. Chloe didn't lose this house. I gained it. 6 months later, I got a letter from Chloe. Not an apology, she's not capable of that. Instead, complaints about prison food and requests for money in her commissary account. At the bottom, almost an afterthought. "Did you ever find anything else in the house?" I didn't respond. Let her wonder. Let her spend her nights in a cell, thinking about the walls she never checked, the fortune she never found. I kept one photo of us from childhood, before she became the golden child and I became the mark. 2 sisters on a swing set, laughing. I don't know when she stopped seeing me as family and started seeing me as an opportunity, but I hope she remembers that photo too. The house is different now. I've made it mine, photos of friends, my nursing degree on the wall, no vision boards about leveraging other people's assets. The money is invested properly, growing legally, secured against any future attempts at theft. Sometimes I walk through the rooms and think about chances. The chance that Chloe chose to steal from me. The chance that she picked that exact house. The chance that Harold Whitman distrusted banks enough to create my unexpected fortune. Mostly, though, I just live. In my house, bought with my stolen identity, funded by money my sister never found. Justice has a strange sense of humor sometimes, and occasionally it hides $300,000 in the walls.